Hey, what's up? It's WiseGuyVito here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the new Warbond that has been released for Helldivers 2. This Warbond is about fire and flame theme, which opens up to a more variety in builds because now you can kind of put away some of those other fire stratagems and you can kind of use fire stratagems within your primary slot, and it kind of like opens up the way for more build diversity, and we'll kind of go over that in this video. If you would, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So, first and foremost, not a single weapon in this Warbond disappoints, and hopefully it stays that way. That's if Arrowhead doesn't decide that these weapons are a bit too strong against the Terminids. Rest in peace, the Breaker Incendiary. This Warbond includes the Cookout, which is a Dragon's Breath pump shotgun Punisher type weapon, the Torture, which is a primary flamethrower, and the Crisper, which is a handheld pistol form flamethrower. Let's start off with the Cookout. So this is a primary weapon that's in the same tree as the Punisher and the Slugger. You never have to worry about wasting ammo while reloading because you reload each shell one at a time. It fires Dragon Breath shotgun shells and does a considerable amount of stagger damage. The stagger seems to be about that of the Punisher, as you can see here.
Objective critical stratagem no longer available.
Bugs.
What this means is that not only can you be able to stagger and push back the enemy, but you'll be able to do damage over time or take damage on the enemy. One other thing that I will say as well with the stagger and the pushback is that if you do bring, let's say, napalm or a gas strike, especially on Terminids, you can kind of throw this on them, and as the bugs are coming forward, you can kind of push them back into either like the poison cloud or the corrosive cloud and the flames, and so they'll continuously still take damage. This works very, very well, especially with the poison cloud. This weapon also is a sort of a diet spray and pray weapon, as far as you can kind of generously kind of just shoot multiple enemies at a time because the spread is that generous. The weapon does fairly well against bigger targets, such as Bile Spewers and Brew Commanders and Alpha Commanders now. So that more tankier side of enemies, it does pretty well on. It does really, really good in killing Shriekers as well. It does do damage to medium armor targets. Even though the weapon is considered light armor penetration, it still kind of cuts through that armor penetration and still does that dot damage. Overall, I feel like this will take the spot over the Breaker Incendiary and will be the new king against Terminids. Now let's go over the Torture. The Torture is a primary flamethrower that does medium armor penetration. It is fairly good at mob killing and is a fantastic cleanup weapon as well. It has a nice pool of reserve ammo of 6 canisters, meaning that you can burn through quite a bit of fuel before having to resupply. This was kind of one of my main concerns with the Torture, but those concerns of whether or not it has enough ammo is for the most part subsided. The duration of each canister is fair for it being for what a primary ought to give. So let's go over the downsides real quick for this weapon. First being that it kind of lacks range, so you're going to have to play defensive using this weapon. Shriekers will have to get low enough so that you can actually do any type of damage to them, because otherwise they'll just keep on flying up and you just can't do any damage to them. The second is that it is medium armor penetration. However, when it comes down to Bile Spewers and Nursing Spewers, it's a little bit of a hassle, seeing how they're a little bit more tankier. So it does require a good amount of your canister to even kill one, even if you're hitting weak points. By the time that you end up killing the Bile Spewer or just do any type of damage to them, they'll be kind of throwing up on you, and they'll either do considerable damage towards you or they'll just straight up kill you in the process. Overall, I think this weapon is best for mob killing. So anything that's below like a hunter, even like little itty bitty bugs, gray bugs as well. Any type of like mob enemy, I think it does very, very well against. And on occasion, some tankier enemies, such as Brew Commanders and sometimes Nursing Spewers and Bile Spewers. But then again, like it depends on how they're acting, do they throw up on you, and so on and so forth. I will say, in its current state, in the state of the flamethrower support weapon, I would rather use this weapon over the flamethrower and take like a spear, recoilless, eats, commando to kind of help me out with those heavier units that are on the battlefield. The crisper is effectively just a pocket-sized flamethrower that's generally just good for cleanup. It does well against medium armor targets, but you have to use the entire canister or almost the entire canister in order to kill, let's say, like a Hive Guardian, for example. Overall, I find this weapon to be a nice little weapon that you can kill any like remaining like little bugs that you have on the battlefield, but don't think that you can just take on Brew Commanders, Battle Spewers, or any other tankier weapons. Overall, this Warbond offers weapons that opens up to new possible loadouts and really hits the nail on the head as far as the fire theme goes. I'm very pleased with the overall weapons and would suggest anyone, if they have super credits, to get your hands on this Warbond and have fun on the Terminative front. I do believe this is a more geared towards Terminated side of things than it is automatons. I would not suggest bringing fire on automatons. Maybe the cookout would be the better choice, but as far as like the flamethrower and the crisper, I would not bring the flamethrower at all on the automaton front, but definitely on the Terminative front. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and build videos in Helldivers 2. I have quite a few ideas that I have boggling in my head as far as with what kind of builds I want to do for kind of like that DOT or like that dot damage, that damage over time builds and stuff like that. So make sure to subscribe for those videos coming out soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.